I'm Deacon Tom Howell, and this is my story. You know, my HBCU comrades always accuse me about not going to an HBCU. I was born and bred in Tuskegee, Alabama. Literally born at Johnny Andrew Hospital on the campus of Tuskegee. First, I got my first nickname. The nurses said that all the other babies were crying in soprano and tenor. I was crying in bass, so they gave me the nickname of Joe Louis. It was great living in Tuskegee. Tuskegee is actually in a county that was about 80% black, okay? But we had, as I think I was telling you, I had very little contact with white people, really, in growing up. It was segregated, you know, and of course in the South, the typical town, a city square with a Confederate statue in front. Segregation was full bore. In fact, there was a lot of things, although we had 80% black, registration was suppressed. But in fact, one of the landmark constitutional cases was Gamillion versus Lightfoot, which is because they gerrymandered the city limits. They went from a 4 square to a 26-sided figure. When I was 15, I got to go, in fact, my wife always is amazed that I rode a Greyhound bus from Montgomery, Alabama to Seattle, Washington to attend a national high school work camp on an Indian reservation. But what really impacted you and what you remembered is the teamwork that it required in doing this, but also the plight of the Indians. They really are suffering. And so those are lessons that never have left me. All my roots go back to Tuskegee, and that's one of the main roots. After college, I received my commission in the Air Force. I was in the Air Force ROTC. And so this would have been graduating in June of 1961. My first assignment was to Langley Air Force Base in Hampton, Virginia. And that was one of the best things that happened to me professionally. And then also, I saw this fine young thing that was working as a waitress at the Officers Club, and she was a junior at the time at Hampton Institute. And I asked her out 3 times before she accepted a date. And so, but went on from there, and we got married. Best thing that ever happened to me, and we're still together 58 years later. Well, when I retired, I was with a defense contractor for about 21 years, but a good part of the time I was serving right here at the Alfred Street Baptist Church. And as far as serving, we worked with the youth group. We had, my wife founded the young adult ministry. It's just been really great. You just meet so many people and everything. And so it's been a great service. But I'll say this, when you start talking about passing things on to young people, love the Lord with all your soul, with all your heart, with all your mind. And the second is like unto it, love your neighbor as yourself. For me, all scripture, it's rooted there. It's about love. So that's what I always try to pass on to the folks that we work with. It's about love.